much of this dark, evil world that we all live in, a lot of the crimes all come back to human trafficking. Some of the worst crimes that we've been learning about for the last few years. Human trafficking consists of a lot more. It's not just child trafficking, it's not just sex trafficking, even though those two are the most horrendous of forms of trafficking. Many of us, throughout our lifetime, have also been victims of human trafficking. Through our birth certificate, your parents, the pair, rent you to the state. The legal system is there to trick us into verbal contracts and written contracts. And the people behind these systems, they know. They trick us in there using our word, spell casting, for us to enter agreements and get stuck into. And not only do we get stuck into them, then we have the fear that comes with that. Social service is a big one within the big pharma. We call it big cancer. They threaten mums and dads when they put their kids through the most aggressive form of chemotherapy. Even though kids don't need it, they trick them into it. And from that birth certificate, they waive it and say, if you don't do our recommended treatment, we're going to get you done for negligence. And we'll take your kids off you. Social services is legal kidnapping. So this goes so deep. But human trafficking, if you look at the whole thing, it's not just the people that perform this evil. It's a business. It's an enterprise. And there's been many people throughout society that have had their role to play in it. And it's been interesting watching the truth movement over the last few years because we've all had a massive education. It has awakened us up to this darkness. But what we're starting to uncover now is that there's a lot more deeper this swamp goes than we actually anticipated. And it's quite interesting that rarely, out of all the things that we are discussing, rarely does people discuss what Donald Trump has done for human trafficking. You have all these different companies and foundations and these rescue centres, yet they never mention what Donald Trump's done and his action plan to combat human trafficking. Another reason why they don't mention it is because Donald Trump tells you what he's going to be doing to all human traffickers and drug smugglers.
I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our border receives the death penalty immediately.
This is the real punishment, and Donald Trump means business. So a lot of people are panicking now because their involvement in some way could lead to this.
I'm also directing the Department of Justice to propose legislation ensuring that those who commit hate crimes and mass murders face the death penalty, and that this capital punishment be delivered quickly, decisively, and without years of needless delay. Death penalty, quick trial. Death penalty. That's it.
And why this is important, if you listen to what he says, overnight, crime will drop by 75%.
And I'm calling for the death penalty for drug dealers and human traffickers, which will, upon its passage, reduce drug distribution and crime the first day by 75%. Crime will go down.
So if you take those words, that means there's a full clear up. That is the RICO Act. They're taking out the whole system. End of the old guard means no more evil, which means crime disappears, which means we go into a new world, fully connected, fully united, the Great Awakening. So there's a lot to look forward to, but yet there's a lot of darkness to come through our awareness. But our awareness collectively looking at all of this, nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing, because God wins.
Immediately, with trial, get the death penalty, but quickly. The trial should go fast.
Rapidly as possible, not 15 years later, 20 years later, get the death penalty.
They should get the death penalty, and they shouldn't have to wait years and years. Bring back the death penalty. They ought to give them a quick trial, and they ought to absolutely execute this maniac. Again, the words death penalty, death penalty, death penalty, death penalty. penalty, from no penalty to death penalty. The death penalty. The death penalty. It's called the death penalty, okay?
Let's play with the death penalty. Let's see what happens.
Bring the death penalty into vogue. Bring the death penalty to Norway.
Remember the old days, a deserter, what happened? Bang.
He deserted. You know, in the old days when we were a strong country, it would be boom, gone.
You know, spies in the old days used to be executed.
Bing, and it goes quickly, right? It's called, you're dead. Treason. It's treason. You don't even hear that word. It's treason.
You know, in the old days, boom, firing squad. No, it's true. I love the Second Amendment. I love the Second Amendment.
Somebody said the other day, well, he had some psychological problems. Well, you know, in the old days, bing, bong. When we were strong. I will wage war on the cartels just as I destroyed the ISIS caliphate, 100% gone, 100% destroyed. Ultimate penalty has to be the death penalty. Now, maybe our country's not ready for that. It's possible. It's possible that our country's not ready for that. And I can understand it, maybe. Although personally, I can't understand that.